Today I am gonna show you a best free tool for deploying your applications, whether it is a front end or back end, and if you are working with the coding. So this service is completely free, and whether you are working on the REST APIs and working on the Python, Node.js, JavaScript, and any front end technology as well, React. So you can directly deploy your application with this. So it called Render, which is like you can say render.com. So this is basically a fastest a free tool basically to build, deploy, scale your apps, and also you can manage your multiple applications, and you can choose your service type. You can deploy in the seconds, and you don't need to basically do any kind of manual stuff. So how this actually works? So you can see here you can build deploy your static files, you can build your Docker containers, you can build your cron jobs. And how does it work? Basically the render provide you to connect your repository provider. So for example, you have the Git repository, and everything is on the code level. There's already everything there. And for example, I'm taking example of like Python deployment. So you just do Python and command like file name.py. So in the same way, you just have to manage your commands. You just have to run the commands through render, and render automatically get the code from GitHub and automatically build and deploy. So it features like too many good things. And how it is free, so let me explain you. So basically how render works, like once you deploy everything, so it will keep on running, and it will provide you some kind of free like if you can say hobby plan. Okay, so what you will get in the hobby plan, you will get full stacks apps in the minutes. You can deploy it, you can fully manage data stores, you can custom domain, you can also connect domain provider from here, right? So global CDN also it manages and gets security out of the box. It provides you the SSL certificate also free, and it also provides the email support. So this is a best and good way if you are the middle level or like small enterprises, and you don't want to you don't want to spend on the deployment part, you don't want to spend on the server. So you can get this as a free. Okay, so it has the hobby plan, everything has that you have needed for getting started. So what is the disadvantage? Not disadvantage, but I can say a limiting, like in every 15 minutes if there's no activity on your server, it will automatically go into the sleep mode. So what is sleep mode basically? So whenever there's no request coming upon, so your server go into the sleep mode, and whenever the any new request come on your server, like any API call or something, it will automatically up the server, right? So in this way they can able to manage so many free things, right? So this is the best thing. And even that also you can manage, like you can do cron jobs as well to get your server up every time. So that is also the one thing you can uh, manage. Okay, so in the project and build and deployment, you can see everything, how many environments, how many GBs a month you can get a bandwidth, like input output call, and pipeline minutes also you will get for deployment part, and everything as per the hobby plan, right? So I can say hobby plan as well has like so many good things that you have use for easily your startup application. Okay, so here I'm gonna show you how we can start with the render deployment. So I can show you what render provides. So coming to the dashboard, I already have logged in, and I already have one project set up. You can see finance AI. So this is a Python application. You can see Python 3 runtime, and it is already deployed. Okay, so what I have done, it's connected to my repository, which is Bharat 341, and it's a GitHub repository. Every instruction is already there. You don't have to manually run any kind of command, right? And it is deployed on this one dashboard.in. This is my website. Okay, so whenever you push any kind of changes on the GitHub, it will automatically start deploying here. So there is nothing you have to do, nothing, literally nothing. You can see the logs here as well. So you can see your deployment logs. So it has a while I have deployed, so you can see, you can filter it out. And for example, I want to see like a logs from kind of uh, uh, I can change the start date of the logs that I can see. And for example, I want to see the logs on like 25th, there's no logs. Okay, you can see last 7 days I have no deployment, so there's no logs. And but if you have the logs, you can definitely you can see anything, application and bugs log differently. So it will also easy to manage your application errors, right? Now you can see if I go to this. So I told you like there's a 15-minute duration. So whenever you restart your application, this is the render application restarting on my service. So it will take something around 30-40 seconds. If you have in the sleep mode, you can see it is starting in environment variables injected, finally startup, and so on. So you don't have to worry about the environment variables as well. For example, there's no security concern. If your application has an environment variable, you can put it here, right? So I have like database name and MongoDB URL set up here. And also you can store your secret files, whether it is a PEM file or anything which is required your application to get it run. And you can also create an environment group. That is the best thing if you are working with the multiple users and multiple kind of scenarios, like dev stage and prod environment kind of thing. Okay, here you can connect manually, like IP addresses it has given. This IP addresses you can provide into your domain name provider, and then it will automatically connect to your service provider like this domain. You can manually deploy as well. You can deploy the latest commit. You can deploy a specific commit as well. You can create and cache and build a deploy. So in deployment perspective as well, there's also lots of thing, like freehand. Whatever commit you want to deploy from the GitHub, it will automatically deploy that. Okay. You can edit the environment variables here. You can edit add secret files here. Okay, we can see the metrics as well, like the calling output bandwidth basically. So here you can see in the last 12 hours, it has like this calls. You can see HTTP responses and application metrics. Also, you can see if you have any kind of activity. CPU also you can see, right? So here you can see my APIs are running right now. So you can see if I just do this, I will get lots of all the APIs that I have. So this is built on the Python fast API framework right now. Okay. Now let's see if there's anything come in the logs. Okay, you can see the logs are coming just because I have browsed this my website and which is connected to render. So you can see it's just a normal server, right? You don't have to do any kind of setup, you don't have to any kind of file listing, everything is set up by default. Okay, so now the matrix will also come and shell. Okay, so enable shell access require the upgrade, but without shell access also you can do everything. Scaling also you can do preview disk jobs also. So jobs is also you can do with the different plan. Okay, change logs you can see, you can also maintain a different workspaces also. You can create a new workspace for your new team member, that is also free. Okay, you can also create a static site. You can also create a web service, cron job, background worker. PostgreSQL is also free in some like some level of bandwidth. Okay, so this is a like render for deployment your application, which is kind of machine deployment, right? And also there's one thing, like if you need a free database, right? So MongoDB, if you want to go with like NoSQL, MongoDB provide the free tier also. So I am also using the MongoDB right now because it provides the free. And you can also get that. Uh, okay, let's see what MongoDB provide in a free like. Okay, go inside the pricing and let's see. So uh, everything around this, the meaning was like if you are a startup and you don't want to spend on the service, you want to build an MVP, you can get these tools as a free environment. You can also deploy on the custom website, which I am doing right now. Okay, so MongoDB Atlas is also free, and it's a $0 per hour. There's nothing, right? and you will get a storage of 512 MB, which is I think enough for at least a starting price. And you will get a shared RAM, you will get a shared CPU, but this is also too much enough because I have built it this APIs on my server. So you can see how many APIs I have right now. Okay, so these are the finance tracker APIs which I was I have built it. So these are so many APIs which is connected to the MongoDB free tier, right? So you can see how it's easy to deployment, and personally I have used, so I will recommend personally. This is a great tool as I have seen in my life for like deployment of free applications. Okay, so this is enough for now. I think if you like this video, please share it and subscribe to the channel, and I will keep you posted this kind of free tools and services and deployment patterns or related to AI as well, and I will make your life easy. So thank you everyone.